Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Indie Evolution channel. This is End Gamer and we're going to be moving on to part 2 of our Let's Play series for S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. In the first series we went through the introduction schematic and a brief tutorial on the PDA. Also we talked to Sidorovich the Trader, who gave us the first quest that we're going to go on here. We're going to be looking for a fellow stalker by the name of Nimble, who's in possession of a flash drive that contains valuable information. The first step on that journey is going to be to find the leader of this small camp here that we're looking at, a guy by the name of Wolf. So without further ado, we will start moving forward here. This is giving us kind of our first view of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R game world. And the graphics on this game, obviously this is from 2007. So the graphics, the images aren't obviously probably the greatest you've ever seen in a game, but definitely serviceable, and then the artistic style of the graphics is very nice. It's, you know, definitely captures the post-apocalyptic feel that they were going for, and that to me is the most important part. So, and it looks like we've tracked down Wolf here, so we'll have a brief conversation with him. The first thing a lot of you will probably notice is this game isn't like a Skyrim or a Mass Effect type of game. Everything isn't fully voiced in this game, so there is a lot of text to read. When those points in the game come along, I'll be taking a little extra time so that everybody will have a chance to read the screen. And I'll also be kind of summing up the conversations at the end for those of you who don't really want to go through, you know, reading all the text. So essentially he's just letting us know that Nimble was attacked by bandits on the road. He got an SOS message in. We're kind of challenging him in our comment, you know, asking him why he doesn't rescue his own people. I mean, you know, I'm the guy with the binoculars like a tourist. He's the guy with the AK-47. Why are we being sent into this situation? Is kind of the gist of it.
И вперед двинулся. Думает, что-то я про это слыхал, да забыл, блин.
Okay, and it looks like he's got a few scouts already out there who are going to be aiding us in getting this done, so we will go ahead and take the mission.
Guys, I'm sending someone your way, so wing it. You may attack if necessary. Over.
Alright, Wolf, send him in. As long as he stays out of the way. Out.
And all that chatter you hear actually in the background is these three guys over here kind of going back and forth in Ukrainian, I suppose. Before we jump into it, I'd like to just go over the controls briefly. The controls, I guess, are pretty standard for a PC shooter. W for forward, A for left, S for backward, D for right. Q is going to lean left, E is going to lean right. Control key, I have it switched so that tapping control will lock me into a crouch. Shift key, after that, goes to a full kneel. You should be able to see that in the where you see the picture of our avatar in the bottom left portion of the screen. When we talked to Wolf, he also did give us some items for our inventory. He gave us a pistol, which we can go ahead and draw that now. If you notice, as you go into the half crouch, full crouch, it changes the reticle for your weapon. The aiming gets gradually tighter. And he also gave us a combat knife. If we look in the upper left-hand corner of our screen, you see our radar. There's always an arrow pointing to your objective. In the bottom right of the radar, you'll see a blue and red cones pointing in opposite directions. One points north, the other points south. Below that is a number. That is the number of PDA carrying NPCs in the area. If you remembered earlier when we talked to Sidorovich, he was explaining that in the PDA that it'll show our contacts within a certain range, and it kind of illustrates it right there. In the bottom right, you will see our stamina and health, and also the item we're carrying. If we switch to the pistol, it shows, you know, the ammunition and the amount of rounds we have. Okay.
Так, убери оружие.
We'll get moving forward here. We're supposed to be looking out for this these scouts somewhere near the bridge. Also, you have binoculars. Use those the same as use your firearm trigger. And then your mouse wheel actually zooms in and out. By default, they are zoomed in as far as they go. Kind of see we got a couple guys here, so with these you can kind of survey the scene before you rush into anything, so I'm sure those will come in handy for us. And it looks like we got one guy, Neptune, who's already down.
Командир, там придурок какой-то слушает. Жмем. Отставить. Нехрена мелочь боезапас. Ну пусть живет.
And we got a helicopter flying overhead here. Sidorovich also mentioned during the PDA tutorial that he gave us that we would be able to hear military radio frequencies. And you heard those right there.
Аптечку, кто-нибудь!
And he's obviously been injured. It gives us a choice either to keep the med kit or to
Люди,
allow
помогите!
him to use it to heal him. I prefer to play the protagonist, to play the good guy, so we're going to
Thank you, Marked One. You're okay, you know that? I'll be sure to tell everyone at the camp that you helped me out.
Okay, and now you can see the attitude of S.T.A.L.K.E.R has changed to friend after we helped him. That to me is one of the more interesting elements of the game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And we'll find out what happened from him here. It looks like they were attacked by post-apocalyptic gangsters here. Nimble was kidnapped. And he's still injured, so he's not up for a fight yet. In this game, you do get a combat knife, and it has a twofold purpose, much like the crowbar in Half-Life. It's also kind of a tool that you use to open crates and containers. And looks like we found a long barrel pistol, some ammunition, and a health kit. Noiseless pistol, silenced pistol, excuse me. When you look at your weapons in your inventory, you'll see the accuracy, handling, rate of fire, and damage. Accuracy and damage are probably the most important. I guess rate of fire also comes into play, but when it comes to pistols, accuracy and damage seem to me to be the most important. If we look at the noiseless pistol, we can see that it has a higher accuracy than the PMM and also a higher rate of fire. So we'll go ahead and replace the PMM with that. And it also has the advantage of of being a silenced weapon. So we can attack quietly here. Not exactly the stopping power I was looking for, maybe. Jeez. It's one thing about this game, I played it briefly before deciding to do the Let's Play. The pistols in this game, I haven't experienced very many of the weapons, but the pistols in this game in particular are underpowered, or at least they seem underpowered to me. There might be more, better pistols that you encounter later in the game. I'm not sure.
Pipe down, man. Let me fill you in.
Okay, and this is Petruha, and we can see from the radar in the upper left that this is our contact. It looks like there are 7 or 8 guys in the camp. It gives us 2 options here. He can either round up his men and we can all attack in one force, or we can say that that would make too much noise and we'll go it alone. I don't know how well I'd be able to sneak up on these guys in broad daylight, but we're going to actually give it a try here. So we're going to try to take these guys out on our own, using our trusty silenced pistol. If you look directly ahead of us here, you'll see the ripples that are in the air. Those are actually radioactive anomalies, and they can damage your character's health if you run into them. As you get closer, you'll see the screen goes into kind of a film grain, and there's almost a Geiger counter beep in the background. Your character does have these bolts, which you can use to just temporarily disperse the anomaly. Those can be, they look pretty harmless because you can always see them, but those can be a huge, oh, there go those guys. Those can be a huge issue in combat, especially if you're kind of running and gunning, and you end up running smack dab into one of those. It can definitely cause an issue. And I do see a enemy visible on my radar. I saw one briefly. I'm not sure if that means that that he sees me, or but I can see some enemies here. Alright guys, well, we're in position. We're gonna attempt a kind of a stealth run here, see if we can close the gap on these guys, maybe get off a couple shots with our silence. Nope. And we've been spotted. Okay. Just gonna try to get in here and maybe get off a couple shots before they noticed we were around, but they turned out to be a little too clever. He was too clever for his own good. I'm glad I got him first. Ruined my stealth mechanic. Let's play. That'll teach you. I'm not even sure if this is really a true stealth game. But the title Stalker kind of leads you in that direction, and you can see they do have kind of a stealth meter. I think that might have been the last of the guys who saw us. As you can see, the AI actually does think. I mean, they try to come up behind you, try to flank you, you know, and different tactics like that. They don't just if they do get enough guys together in a pack, they will at times try to rush you. As you can see, that guy there, they also try to crouch, try to kind of use cover. And all in all, they do make for a challenge. I don't want you to think that this portion of the game is a walkthrough. I've died at this part enough times that, you know, this would be a very long video. This would be a very long segment of the video if I showed it in its entirety with all of the death scenes that I've been through. So. Shotguns appear to be, well, as in with most games, particularly deadly. Huge difference when you compare that to, you know, the pistols I was using up until the point where I got the shotgun, where it really feels like your shots with the pistol seem to have very little impact. But when I have between the two firearms that I have now, I mean, when range is a factor, you can see the spread on that shotgun when you fire it. It's pretty wide. So enter into a building here. Well. And it looks like we found the captive Nimble there. But we've still got more bandits to be concerned about. And there's one right inside the room, probably hoping to find me. See if we can't catch him on his unawares here. I do like it because I heard him fire twice, and you can kind of jump on them when they're reloading. It's another good. And the shotgun does kind of have an impact that makes these guys stop everything else they're doing. Back to our shotgun here. Oh, that was a close one. That was extremely close. And if you notice, I'm moving really slow. When your health gets low, you can hear the heavy breathing. Sometimes when your health gets low like this, you'll also have bandage up there. Sometimes when your health gets low like this, you'll also have a blood icon. You probably saw the bleeding icon the couple times I was shot. Always be wary of that, because in this game you can bleed out, and you'll just die from your wounds instead of, you know, instantly from the bullet that shot you. So that's something that kind of snuck up on me, or that can kind of sneak up on you. So
I owe you, brother. I could never thank you enough.
all right, guys. Well, we have made it to our query Nimble, and hopefully we will be able to procure the flash drive from him. But that's going to be it for this episode in the series of the Let's Play S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. Please tune in to the next episode and we will continue and see where this quest leads us. Alright, thanks guys. Have a good one.